Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to work on the TS250 again. Going to try to get the seat cover on. We're going to have to do a little build up, not much, just a little bit. And the seat pan's already done, so pretty much it's going to be the build up and install the seat cover. So let's get down there and do it. All right. As you recall, we've already patched the seat pan and we welded in a few new little hold downs here for the seat cover and got it pour 15 and painted. So it's good to go. What I need to do next on it is put the edging on. As far as the cushion goes, it's not too bad. I think it's still got plenty of life left in it, but it needs a little help on top. You can't just put a cover over this because this injury here will show up, and it needs a little help here on the side where it goes over the pan. But for the most part, it's in pretty decent shape. So what I did was I got some 1/2 inch foam, and what we'll do is we'll cover the whole thing with the 1/2 inch, and that way all the injuries will be covered and you won't see those. And it'll give it just a little bit of extra cushion, I guess, if you will. And you know, this will all be glued onto the top, so it'll be like one solid piece again. But I think that's the best way to fix that. You can't just put stuff in here. You've got to cover it, and you got to cover the whole thing. Otherwise, anywhere there is like an edge like this, you're going to see it. So the best way to do it is cover the whole thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the edging on, and you probably remember I think I did both of the Yamaha Enduro's seats here not too long ago, and I mean, we're going to do the same thing. It's just all repetition, same stuff. So let me get, I'm going to use the 8088 3M general purpose adhesive, and I'll just spray some in a little cup and then apply it with a brush along the edges, and then we'll put the edging on. So we'll just get a little bit going there, and then we'll just we'll start here along the inside edge. And I'm going to do about half of it, and then do the same thing to the outside edge here. By the time I get half of this covered, we'll get that on. And then we can do the rest. Okay. This edging is just real thin here, where you kind of splits like this, so you can just kind of get over it here. Ideally, you would want to put some on the inside of this too, but to be quite honest with you, when the seat cover's on, it's not going to go anywhere. So it's not a big issue that it needs to be, oh my gosh, solid. You know, it just needs to be there and stay there while you're putting the cover on, so as to not tear the seat cover. All right. So there's the first half, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just finishing up here. I'm going to snip it right up here. Enough left for a couple more seats, maybe. So we put it all the way around here in the front too, and we'll just let that dry out. And I think I may have to put a couple clothespins on it right up here in front. It seems to be a little bit hesitant to stick. Let me see if I can get a little bit more glue underneath it. All right. Yeah, when you get little dips and stuff, sometimes it doesn't want to stay put. So just push it in there and put a couple clothespins on it. We got another one right here at the end where it's kind of, we're trying to get it to stick together. So that should do it. Looks like I might need a couple more though, at least on this side. That should do it. All right. Okay guys, sorry, gotta have the heater on. Okay, we've got our edging on. Now we'll just spray a little onto the pan. And the bottom of the cushion. I really did get most of the old rust off of it. And just set it down on there. Hope for the best. It's so much easier if you got a little, you know, a cushion, at least one that's pretty good. Something that gives you some kind of contour. And we'll let that set for a little bit. Okay, now that this is cured, we're going to apply our kind of top here, and again we'll just spray the whole thing down. And while that's tacking up, we'll get our new material and spray it also. And it's going to go on like it's setting here. and just kind of center it. And I don't want to glue any of that to the new foam, so get rid of that. And then we'll just try to form it here without trying to get any wrinkles in it. Of course, a lot of this is going to come off, especially on the sides. And you that have watched me do these before know I like to use the electric knife. And I'll just go in here and kind of cut around the contour. And that'll make some of this extra stuff not look quite as bad. And then you can kind of work it up. I'm not a master at this or a professional or anything. You just kind of got to get in there and do some and learn. That's all I've done, and I kind of think I get a little better at it every time. I'm probably going to have to get a little bit more glue there. And I really don't need any this way. That's going to be under the tank. So we'll go ahead and trim that. Just like that. I think I'm going to have to get in here and spray a little bit more. Except you don't want to use that. Because this has got glue on it, so we don't want to get glue on our freshly installed foam there. And it's not like I'm spraying everything here. I just need a little bit. So when I'm sticking it down in here, got to kind of let it tack up, and then we'll get it stuck. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll get that all finished up, and then we'll go into trimming. Okay, stuck on there pretty good. We got a couple little wrinkles, and we'll just take the grinder and smooth those out. kind of taper the bottom of this. You can see what I'm doing here is I'm trying to feather it out towards the pan here, and then I'll continue to feather as I go up. And that way it'll give us a smooth transition and won't bunch up down here. Okay, I got it formed, I think, about how I want it. You just kind of take off those wrinkles, try to make it as wrinkle free as you can. And it's just kind of tapered up the side. I may have to take some more off, I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But as if you've watched my seat videos, you know I like to put a plastic bag on it, and that helps the seat cover kind of move. And then you cut it off afterwards. Actually, I kind of want to get that on a towel before I get to getting too rough with it. This thing seemed pretty tight to start with, and of course this is going to make it tighter. Well, I don't know. May have to get some heat out. Kind of do that so I can see the things to fold over here, the keepers. Kind of start on one end or the other, and I think in this case we're going to start on the back. Okay, I have had one heck of a time with this seat cover. This is actually the second seat cover. I'm making this one work. The first one absolutely would not go on. Even if I removed the foam that I put on it, which was only a 1/2 inch, it would not go on. So I ordered another one, and this one was a lot longer. So I had to redo the seat foam again, and I've got it looking pretty good. But I tell you, this aftermarket stuff, the ones for the Yamaha that I get from KDI, they fit like a glove every time. These Suzuki ones, I've just always had trouble with them. This one here, I've got a lot of wrinkles back here. I'm hoping with a little heat, I'll probably heat this up and try to remove some of those. And hopefully in the summertime we'll get enough heat naturally to time these out. But this has just been a real pain. And when they fold them, I've noticed this on the last couple of them that I got, the TC-125 and the other one for here, they fold them right here and there's this grease. Also hoping that will time out. But it has just been a challenge. And I had to pull up a bunch of extra material here and drill holes and put screws in to pull up this extra material. It's just a terrible, terrible product. You know, what do you do? The first one I've had for as long as I've had the bike, almost, probably close to 2 years, and you know, it's, who knows? I don't even think it fits one of these. This one, you know, I just bought it, and I'm making it work, but you know, they're I think $39 a piece, and you know, so now I've got $80 in this, and you know, it still doesn't fit. So that's just the way it is with some of this stuff. You know, I don't know what to tell you. You've got to try it because it's all that there is out there. But anyhow, enough of that. Enough killing the aftermarket for that. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't have anything at all, especially for the Suzukis. Okay, next thing I got to do is get a strap on, and then we'll put the hinges on and see if we get it on the bike. Well, here's another issue, is getting a strap out, and I think this is the one that came with the too small a seat cover. And if I put the hole right there on that stud, it probably isn't going to fit. So that's what makes me think that's not even for that one. This other strap is about 1 inch longer, so that one I think I can make work. But that's what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know this, if you know, it was supposed to be for a TS-250. It showed like 4 models, which included this one, but it's not fitting. And this one here is real close. If you didn't put your hole in the right place there, I don't think you would do it. So you don't want to pull that so tight that you put a permanent crease in this. You know, it's not designed to do that. So let me go up and get my first hole, and then we can get this pulled around and see how it's going to look. And I just take a punch set, and you don't want it right on the edge, but you know, we've got to put it pretty close. A little trouble getting through that one. Good material maybe, anyway. All right, got one in there. All right, we get our first one on here. Pull it down, but not, leave it so you can kind of turn it. Yep, this one's going to have plenty of room. And when you're doing this, pull this down. Like I say, you don't want a permanent pull into this where it's actually pulling the seat down. So just kind of hold it down next to it and find out where you're going to need that, because when you tighten that down, it's going to pull it down even more. So you don't want to make it too tight. Okay, we got the one on. See how I did on my hole here. I think it's going to be okay. You just trim that in just a little bit. See, it almost looks too long, but then when you pull it down, it should be just about right. That's what we're hoping anyway. There. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that. So far, it's the only thing I like about it. All right. All right, get our hinges on. I believe that's how it goes. One with the stop, I think, goes on the front. Yeah, looks like it. And another good thing to do is leave these loose until you get your pins through, then tighten these up. There we go. Looks better than it did. I'm hoping I can get all these wrinkles to time out. That's just, like I said, I'm not a professional at it. I can see what needs to happen, but it just shouldn't be that way. But this is what we've got to work with. Let me see if I can find some clips, or at least some cotter pins. Yeah, give these a little tighten now. I don't know whether I'm going to have to take this off again. Probably will, because I've got to. Well, I think I can get the tank off without removing it. So, because I've still got the wiring harness to get in here. I know you see a couple here, but these are not part of the main harness. All right. Not too bad, but a heck of a job, I tell you. I'll have it back up on the stand pretty soon so you can get a better view. Okay guys, there you have it. We're running out of parts slowly for the TS250. We're pretty much down to electrical, so I've got to get the main harness repaired and installed and try to see how much we can get hooked up. Other than that, I'm going to need some nicer weather so I can paint. I've got the front fender to paint. I've got to repair the side cover and paint it. And I actually did find a headlight bucket. I don't have the rest of it, but I've got the headlight bucket. I'll probably go ahead and paint it just in case I find the ring and everything for it. But right now, this is the one we'll use until I find everything I need for that. The AT1 to CT1 Yamaha 1971 Enduro is in the same position. It needs paint, it needs a main harness, and some instruments. I'm going to have to work on some instruments for that. But at least the fenders are painted. We've just got to paint the side cover, the tank, and the headlight ears. And of course the 125 MX, we just need to paint the tank for. Most of the rest of that, well, I guess the fender too. I'm going to try to paint the fender. I've got some of the flexor agent for the paint, so we'll see how that works. But as of now, this is looking a lot closer to what it should be looking at, like at this time. I'm really dissatisfied in the seat cover I got for this. Like I say, I had to get two of them. That first one would not go on at all, even when I cut back all the foam that I'd put on it. So then I had to come back and I put it back on to try to take up some of the room in this one. Still wouldn't fit. It's too much. So I had to end up underneath putting the screws along the back here so that screws and washers where I could pull up more of the slack. And I've still got some wrinkles to deal with. I'm going to work on those, and I'm pretty satisfied that come summertime, just set it out a couple of days in the direct sun, 90 plus. It's gonna time these all out. But if it really bothers me, I'll get the heat gun out and play with it a little bit. But I've got a lot of other things to do, and I'm going to take you along on the ride. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride. And before I forget it, Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. Today is Christmas. I'm actually trying to finish up this seat cover. I got it a couple days ago, and my wife is in working hard cooking, and I'm out here playing. So again, thanks for going along on the ride. See you next video.